Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 816, coming to you live from somewhere, nowhere, San Juan, Puerto Rico. My name is Player One Taco, and I'm coming to you live on LinkedIn, Player One Taco YouTube, 0xDegens YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Telegram, Rumble, Kick, on-chain via Unlonely, and on-chain via Soul Media Tech, thanks to Filecoin. One of the really cool things, we might actually start coming to you live on soulbound.gg. I know Casey, the founder, for a really long time, and they are getting ready to launch some amazing alpha on their streaming platform. And I just like to stream. I stream on a daily day. So why not do it where your friends' platforms are, and some really cool integrations with Live Peer that they have going on. I want to shout out to everyone that is joining us over from Bitcoin Builder Hub. Just sort of was over there, and so we overshot a little bit, and I apologize for being late. But you know, it was a great time, you know. And so we are in San Juan. Today was ETH San Juan Day. We had Tokenize and BitAngels yesterday. I got to sit on a panel of judges as 16 different projects pitched, and I actually want to go through each of them because we did pick some winners out of those 16 projects, but I want you guys to sort of know what's being built out there and who's doing what. First off is Stratix. Stratix actually won first place in Singapore BitAngels, and so they got to pitch again as they're finishing out their final round. But what Stratix is basically aggregated yield vaulting for centralized exchanges on DeFi platforms, and so they have some really cool partnerships coming up. So check out Stratix. There might be some really cool yield vaults that you can get into on different DeFi platforms. And that's sort of what all of these different projects are sort of building out to, is keeping custody of your assets, as that's being one of the biggest things. One of the really cool projects that was one of my favorites was OKBet. The two young guns, I don't want to call them kids. I call everyone kid because I'm an old fart man. But these two young kids reminded me of like the 90s builders that literally the stars are their destination. And so OKBet is basically an aggregation of prediction markets. So it's one marketplace where all the prediction markets are, and we've seen aggregators do really well. We've seen NFT platforms, we've seen DeFi platforms that aggregate different sources of people to make money on do really well. And I actually haven't seen a prediction market aggregator yet, which is really cool. We've seen a lot of new prediction markets come up and different things, but one of the really cool things that they're putting into place that is different is a parlay ticket. And so the Degens will bet on anything and everything. Abion Ventures, Jessica Kill was the founder, and so working on some really cool stuff in like Hulu and yield optimization of content and e-commerce marketing. And so they have some really cool projects that they're doing. Their blockchain side of things is really light. It's more just on payment processing and payment rails. And so they haven't really, they can go wherever they want, but that's sort of one of the things that they're doing, which is really cool. They've already started generating revenue. They've got 3 clients in the hopper, 1 client that's already good, and they're already fees wise, they're earning $5,000 a day and they're doing some cool staking stuff for some different pieces. So there's some awesome stuff. A friend's project, Resilient Labs, they pitched. They pitched a concept and what they're sort of building out, and I don't feel that the concept and what they pitched is right, but I feel that was a heavily needed to be addressed thing. Resilient Labs, Cryptum is their project, and they have a couple different law enforcement teams that they're working with, but there's sharding of information between different police departments around the world on non-rape victim extortion. And so if there's not a full sexual encounter component to it, that data isn't shared. But sextortion is, I feel like that's how I say it correctly, is a really prevalent thing. And this is one of those things where people um, convince you to take a nude or and then or anything like that, and then hold it over you to extort money, sex, and this is how a lot of minors get pulled into things like that. And so the fact that they're working on that solution is really dear and near to my heart for specific reasons. And so I think that that's something really cool to see. I don't think that their solution or there is the right one, but I think that their idea should be front and center. Ample. Ample is another protocol. I've known Kenny for about 2 years now. They are working on owning your own IP and tokenizing IP. They've been building for a long time. Their big competitor would be Story Protocol, where they're giving a difference to it is Story Protocol just allows you to IP yourself or IP anything. Ample sort of makes a marketplace for that at the same time. And so, especially around content creation and stuff like that. So, I think that that's a really cool piece. So, not only can you create IP, but you can sell it as well. And there's rewards for that. And there's some cool pieces to it. But Kenny's been doing some really cool stuff and really like seeing Ample succeed. Next up, we had Covia. Covia was a platform based for standardizing AI agent communication. So basically, not standardizing agents themselves, because I honestly think, and this would limit the imagination that they're able to have. But what could be standardized is the communication layer between agents. So it doesn't matter what your agent does, and it doesn't matter that my agent is built in something completely different, but they have a standard form of communication. And so I think that that might be something that's cool. It's more on the infrastructure side, and they're doing some really cool stuff that they're building out there. Next up, we had Snowball. Snowball was one of my favorites on the Degen aspect, but Snowball just got first mover advantage with Movement Labs, and they're a RAS. And so they're doing a lot of different infrastructure support pieces, but one of the big things that they are is a universal DID, digital identity, wallet identity. And so instead of having to go get a naming service on every single chain out there, one naming service to rule them all, as Perel sort of wanted to say. So some really cool things there. And that the naming service to me is near and dear, because you want to go get your name wherever you want, one of the really cool ones that I like that I've known Jacques Voorhees for about 3 years now. Originally they launched IceCap. IceCap was an NFT diamond trading platform, and so tokenizing RWAs. They started that about 5 years ago, launched 2.5 years later, and instantly they did awesome. And so they're pivoting now, adding the AI side of things into not just luxury, but personal shopping that is stored. It's protecting user data as an extension, so all data is stored in your local host. But it will help know all the information about what you like and what they have to offer. And so having an agent that can sell to you that also at the same time keeps your data private. And so because consumer marketing data is huge, what you buy is a huge thing. And so you shouldn't have to share it if you don't want to. And so IceCap AI is doing some really cool stuff with that. Matterify is another semi-naming service platform, but they're sending any money to anyone via blockchain, but keeping it private. And so they're doing some NPC stuff where new wallets are created and generated. And so money is sent to anyone else. And I don't know the address it's sent to. I just know it's sent to you because I know your name. And I don't know the value of your wallet. Well, because I don't know which wallet is yours. And so there's some cool stuff going on there. One of the big things that they've had running for a long time, Mihao has had running for, is Swiss Fortress, their wallet, and they work with a lot of different chains that we don't see get a lot of support in multi-chain wallets. And what's really cool, one of the pieces within that is the abstraction layer of payment. So if I only had Near in my wallet and I had to pay you in Bitcoin for something, it will do automatic atomic transactions for me and send what I have or what I nominate to send you and pay you in what I'm supposed to pay you. So I think there's some really cool stuff there. Mihao is a giga brain builder. He's pretty awesome. Chintai was one of the projects that was presented by DNA House, DNA Financial, DNA Investments, DNA. Just call them DNA. DNA is a really cool project, sort of helping different projects launch. And so Chintai is a little bit of a competitor to one of the projects I work really heavily with, Raise Finance. And so, but the people that they have at the table is there's enough room for, like, there's 1,000 different startups or accelerators and incubators, and literally you can't even make enough incubators to to support all of the builders that are trying to build. But when trying to offer security tokens and tokenized securities, there's not a lot of platforms that do that. And so Raise used to work under a Reg D exemption and help projects raise that way. But then that wasn't really needed. What was really needed was being able to offer security tokens. And so being a really good place for that sort of has a one-stop shop for investment size of things into securities is a really needed thing. Monoquant was a trading platform with a lot of different gamification pieces, a lot of different heavy user aspects and customizations. I think Eric did a really great job with Monoquant and presenting it. And so they did a really good job. They have some slight different secret sauce pieces that I don't fully remember off the top of my head. But their research piece. One of the things that they were really going with was not just what whale wallets are doing, but what micro wallets are doing, aka what like bots are doing usually and stuff like that. And so seeing what tokens are being meved or sandwiched, you could sort of see that, well, if the bots are following this, what's going on there? Why is that token being tracked by bots? And so it gives you an additional line of research. One of the other projects that presented as they're going into their Series B was Quai Network. Quai is a proof of work chain with state, area, and region. And so they have a really cool tri-chain functionality piece, which allows for a lot of TPS. Dr. K presented, and I've known Dr. K for 2.5 years now. And I've been, Quai is in its golden age testnet right now and getting ready for full TGE and mainnet in Q1, and so they're doing some really cool stuff there. I like Quai. I like the team. I've known the team. I haven't. There's they come out of the University of Texas. I did just some really cool stuff there, and I really like them. I'm going to butcher this name, and I'm going to spell this out so you know how bad I'm going to butcher this. It is ZKALYX, Scalix. They are never going to have a trademark issue with that name. I definitely know it, but they are a scaling platform on the ZK side of things, and so they're doing a lot of different infrastructure work for interchain ZK proofs and stuff like that. But they're a communication layer of having oracles talk to each other, and there being that bridge so that Ethereum oracles are talking directly to Bitcoin oracles. And so not getting rid of the need for bridges, so to speak, is the idea. Libera came up next, and you would think, and I had to ask this question, because they had Bera in their name, are they going to be launching on Bera chain? No, they're multi-chain. But what they are is they're a commerce, AI commerce piece for small business owners and micro owners of businesses that help them sell more and better, but also create data that the product markets want to know. How many products are on the shelf? What does the shelf look like? Is it empty? Has everything been set up yet? Is it still on the floor? Are they understocked, overstocked? What's moving? And so using some different AI pieces for that, getting sale data, and then also rewarding customers for uploading their data and paying them for their shopping by a simple receipt scan. We've seen that really take off here in the United States for the coupon clippers, but adding both AI and tokenization to that is really awesome. They're doing some really cool things there. Next up, we had BOSS, Bitcoin operating system. Bitcoin OS. So they are smart contract layer built on top of Bitcoin. They didn't really talk about, Alan didn't really talk about what apps they have building yet on BOSS, but we know that the whole layer 2 solutions for Bitcoin are a big thing. I love Bitcoin. I worry sometimes about all of the L2s that are building on Bitcoin, because they're going to be rolling up to Bitcoin, and that, they'll take up block space, and we can't upgrade Bitcoin like we can Ethereum to do blobs and stuff. And so we'll see a lot of L2s on Bitcoin launch, and a lot of them do great, in my opinion. I don't think all of them will stay, though. We'll see how that launches. Last to present was Adrian Ashley's first person news. And so sort of talking about, a lot of times you can, personal street reporting, so to speak, but how she's been doing a lot of different film and news stuff for a long time. But one of the things where she said that she started to notice a problem, I think, was as early as 2016 when she was at a Bernie convention, and some guy picked up a chair, another guy grabbed it and set it down, and everyone sort of treated the guy that grabbed it as a hero, and the guy that picked it up as like monster that was throwing chairs and hitting people. It was her video of what actually happened that sort of got both cut up and demonized this guy, and cut up and made this guy the other guy look like a hero. And then at the same time, only one news agency showed the full video and also gave her acknowledgement that it came from her. And so their platform is more about adding blockchain watermarks of ownership and data and proof of actual happening. And so that first person journalism piece there, and she doesn't see herself as a competitor to Twitter or any other social media site in that aspect, but something to add on to and embed it into. And so There's some cool stuff there. If there's anyone that has the drive to do it, it is Adrian. I've known her for a few years. And that's really cool. If you keep coming around to conferences, you get to see these people for their different projects, what they've been building, how long they've been building the project that they're currently on. And you get to sort of see their grind, and it's sort of awesome to see. So that was Bit Angels, day 2. And you guys are might wondering, how did they rate? Who came in first, second, or third? Well, I can actually tell you that. Monoquant came in first. Chintai came in second. Okay, Bets came in third. And then we made a separate category. I don't remember the name of. I think like Rising Phoenix or Raising Hope Award for Resilient Labs for CryptoNim. And so we made that for Resilient Labs, and then we had honorable mention for both Snowball and Matterfy. And then we also gave most spirited presentation to First Person News, Adrian Ashley as well. And so that was a really good time. And then today we had ETH San Juan, which was a lot of great builder discussions, what a lot of different projects are seeing as they're both doing some really cool things. What's really cool about here in the San Juan, Puerto Rico community is the concentration of builders and projects. A lot of people come here not to evade taxes, but to pay lower taxes. And so those that have been building in blockchain have had that issue for a long time. And so Act 60 addresses crypto, has regulation on it and stuff like that. And so that's where a lot of people have moved here to spend a lot of their time. And so a lot of projects have come out of here. And so what was really cool, one panel was, DeFi mixed with RWA. Next panel was different Bitcoin solutions and L2s. And then, then there was a Solana panel, and then there was more Ethereum panels followed by that. And so we got to see a lot of different builders, a lot of people talking on AI and decentralized AI. And so, it's sort of really cool to see people that keep on building and building cool stuff. They can come and hang out together. And so, as always, my advice is to go to an event near you. You can usually find one on Luma, Eventbrite, or Meetup. Those are the Luma, Eventbrite, or Meetup. I do warn you, if you go to Eventbrite and it's virtual, it's usually trying to sell you something. You do have to be a little wary sometimes, because sometimes they are not what they say they are. But you can usually find a Crypto Monday anywhere around you, or you can find some sort of conference or event happening around you as well. And so go to those, show up, have fun, but listen, and go to the talks, go meet all the projects, say hi to everyone. It's one of the great things that I'm able to do. And so with that, we have to go get tacos, because Taco needs a taco. And we are flying out tomorrow to head to one of our data centers in Denver that we got to go do. We got to go do some stuff. We got to go do some work. So with that, I want to wish everyone a great night, and shout out to everyone that's joined for the first time tonight. We end this show the same way we have ended every single episode, 815 episodes to date. But tonight we end with the same two things: our words of wisdom and the greatest worst knock joke on the face of the planet. As always, our words of wisdom are always the same. A closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows you're looking for opportunity can never come a knocking. If opportunity does come knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. And with that, I want to wish everyone a great night. Huge shout out to everyone on LinkedIn, Player One Taco YouTube, Xerox Degens YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Telegram, Rumble, Kick, and on-chain via Unlonely and Soul Media Tech. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and all of the above if you've stayed around this long. But we get to end with the greatest, worst knock-knock joke on the face of the planet. We have told this joke 815 times now. It is honor of those that come before us and in memory of those that come after us. But, as always, knock, knock. Who's there?